Guys, Mark McGrath was trending on Twitter today. As of the recording of this, Mark McGrath trending on Twitter. I know you're thinking, your first thought was probably, oh, is Sugar Ray finally putting out a new album? Lucy, were you stoked for that? Were you ready to fly again? She's like, no, I don't. Really? You think I'm not really? But no, here's what actually happened. Check out this photo. So Mark McGrath got married. That's his bride there, and they look very happy. And he got married at Mar-a-Lago. He got married at Trump's place, and it turns out Mark McGrath actually a huge Trump supporter. I didn't know that about him. I didn't know that. I guess I'm not terribly surprised. I mean, he's presumably very rich. And I mean, Sugar Ray, like keep in mind, they were like an acid metal band. And I'm not super fluent in Sugar Ray's music, but I remember when Fly came out, I think I was in middle school, and they were like this acid metal band. It wasn't my cup of tea. I listened to that album, and it sounds like, you know how like when you would get a keyboard and there was like, you could hit a button and it would just play a genre of music for you, and like it would have all kinds of different genres. Well, there was a button that said acid metal, and you just hit it and it would just play this very generic acid metal riff. That was Sugar Ray's music to me. Like they sounded like they just hit that button on a keyboard a bunch of times. And then they had Fly. But Fly was different from every other song they had, but it was a huge hit. So then they decided, okay, we're just going to make this all the time. We're just going to do this and nothing else. And that's how Sugar Ray happened, or that's what Sugar Ray became, rather. And Mark McGrath, I guess I just want to fly on Air Force One. Put your arms around my taxes. Put your arms around my taxes, Trump. So I guess that's what's going on there. I ran into Mark McGrath once, or not ran into him, but he was sitting a couple rows away from me at a Cure show once. I was at a Cure show in Hollywood, and Mark McGrath was a couple rows in front of me. And I was like, that's Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray. I didn't wave or anything because I didn't care, but he was there. And I'll be honest, I didn't know he was a big Trumper. And, you know, obviously this is my bias because I'm a huge Cure fan, but I don't, it's peculiar to me that somebody with like views like that would connect with the Cure. You know what I mean? Because like the Cure, their music is just so joyous and so full of hope. And at times, like very dark and heavy and emotional. And it's just, I don't know. That's just a little peculiar to me. I know music is totally subjective. It's open for interpretation. There's people of all kinds of different political ideologies that like all kinds of different music. I'm not trying to overgeneralize. It's just a little peculiar to me. That's all. Like, you know, like Monday, we can put kids in cages. Tuesday, Wednesday, take food stamps away from poor people. Thursday, we can get a bunch of fascist judges passed. But Friday, I'm in love. Friday, then it's time for love. We can do all that other stuff during the week. But Friday, feeling great. I want to love now. I'm ready to love. So I don't know. And I guess Mark McGrath, ready for love. Dude just got married. He got married at Mar-a-Lago. People were like, ah, man, Mark McGrath, Trump guy. Here we thought Sugar Ray put out a new album. One time, one of my college buddies, like sometimes some of my college buddies, like we would just text each other random off the wall stuff, like you and your college buddies do, right, Lucy? You do that with your college buddies. And the funniest just sort of off the wall text that one of my college buddies ever sent me, or at least one of my favorites, was my buddy Patrick sent me this text. And I think he said it in two parts, where the first part he was like, hey man, I don't know how to break this to you, ... Which of course I'm thinking something's wrong and I'm scared and I'm worried. And then the second text is the Mark McGrath and Friends cruise has been canceled. So that was which was true, by the way. Mark McGrath had a cruise, I guess, for his for his music or whatever. Like they do those theme cruises, and I guess it got canceled because not enough people bought tickets. There's the free market at work, Mark McGrath. If you're a big conservative guy, you're a fan of that. The free market said, no thanks, we don't want your cruise. All right. So Mark McGrath got married. There you go. Party. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's
today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you wanna know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make